Welcome back to Leigh's Intuitive Tarot. My name is Leigh, and today what we're going to do is a collective reading, okay? So we're going to do This Message Was Meant for You. So if you find this, it is a timeless reading, and it was meant for you to find it. And like I said, it doesn't matter when you find it. This is the message that Spirit has for you, okay? Don't forget to like the video, hype the video, like, share, and subscribe. If you'd like to book a personal reading, there's a link in the description box below. I also read live. During, any of my lives currently, I go live 2 times a week on Sunday mornings and then again on Tuesday mornings, okay? All right. You can check my schedule to find out when it's on the channel, okay? All right. Here we go. This is for the collective spirit. May I have an oracle card, please, for the collective? Okay, we have fireplace showing up here. It says renewal, insight, warmth. It says to embrace a new start, let old doubts rest in the quiet glow. So this is about letting go of old things so you can make, a path, or you can make a way for new things coming into your life, all right? So a lot of y'all are about to go through changes right now because, we're going through ascensions if you're a part of this collective. And part of that ascension means a lot of different things in your life are going to change. Okay? All right, let's go ahead and get started with the reading. Okay, let's see what Spirit wants to tell you. What is the current energy for the collective, please? Okay, here we go. Overall energy is starting off with the 10 of Pentacles, but it is reversed. Let me see why this is showing up. Give me 1 second. 10 of Pentacles reversed, please. Okay, so right now, there with the going on at this time, and the reason why Spirit is saying this is because we have the cleanse here. So it says detox, ridding negativity, purification. So what Spirit is telling me with these 2 cards is that once you finish your cleanse, right, that's what this card here is all about, right, where it's talking about renewal, insight, warmth. You are going through a renewal, and once you finish that renewal, I feel like that's when this 10 of Pentacles is going to turn right side up. Okay, it's going to be different for all of you. There will be no time frames in this reading. We just getting the general energy and figuring out what the message that Spirit wants to impart to you. Okay, all right. Underneath this, we have the Tower. This is Scorpio energy. This is going to be a change to a long-term situation, long-term foundation. It's a foundational change, right? So this is talking about, you may have been in a lot of relationships where you've been mistreated, where people have not taken care of your heart the way that you've taken care of theirs. They haven't given you love the way that you give them love. I hear Whitney Houston, baby, you give good love to me. So I feel like that's what you were giving to other people, collective, but you were never getting that in return. So Spirit is telling you with this Tower, enough is enough. And the time has come for this old situation to fall so you can rebuild anew. Okay? All right. Then we've got the Ace of Swords showing up here. This talks about clarity. Okay? It can speak of awareness. It can also talk about truth, right? You may have some communication coming. All right? This can talk about the need for you to not only be truthful with the people around you. It can also talk about you needing to be truthful and having a lot of awareness when it comes to yourself, self-awareness, okay? Then we have the Ace of Wands showing up here. So this is talking about a passionate new beginning, right? With somebody who, look, if y'all know me, you know I'm a Scorpio, who may or may not be well endowed, right? And you can see on the card why I say that, where, if it's a male, okay? Let me just say that. Okay, we got the 5 of Wands here. This can tell this new identity of the brand new person you are, where you're going to be able to let in the type of love and the type of people and the type of relationships you've been wanting to have. This can also talk about, you having people coming in, like options coming in that are going to be willing to compete for you. Okay. All right. let's clarify. See if there's anything else Spirit wants to tell you. Okay, yeah, see? We have man here. It could be woman, you know, make it fit, guys, for guys that are watching, or, you know, if you're not a guy that's attracted to men, right? So this is talking about things are stuck. It says the element of earth. So this is talking about practicality, you know, groundedness. At the bottom, it's saying unlikely things are stuck. Let me see why that's showing up. Okay, so I feel like, you know, this could be talking about your you know, new person that's coming in, because it's talking about masculine energy, but everybody has masculine energy, right? Like I told you, there's no gender in tarot. I always say that. But this can be talking about a boyfriend, a fiance, a spouse, some type of love interest coming into your life, but maybe it's on hold right now because you are stuck, because you need to go through this cleanse. Because I talk about healing all the time. People think they can just come out of one relationship and step into another one. But this type of relationship we're talking about here, you see it says still standing, right? And I hear Elton John, I'm still standing better than I ever did. So what Spirit is telling you with this is that you're about to step into, or you have the potential to be in a relationship with someone where it can stand the test of time, but it's going to require you to step up to a new level. You can't be the old you, the old collective, and move the way you used to move when you were in these relationships where it was one-sided and you were giving everything and the other person wasn't giving anything, right? This is not that type of party, okay? This is a new thing. And so if you want things to be different and this is what you want, you're going to have to move that way yourself, okay? Because a lot of you, like we talk about this on a regular basis. If you're somebody that watches my channel on a regular, we talk about how everybody likes to point the finger, and I used to point too. But you got to realize that it's not just the other person. You are a part of this too. You're not mindlessly in a connection, and all these things are just going on, and you're not a part of it too. You're in it with this person. You're talking to this person. You're going in and out of whatever with them, you know, or you were in the past. And this is talking about now. If you don't want the same old thing that used to happen to you happen, and you don't want the old thing back, Spirit is telling you you're going to have to learn how to move differently. Okay? All right. Hold on. This is the card this is the deck I should have pulled from. Hold on one second. Yeah, see? It says, look, there's a Ten of Swords reversed. So this is why Spirit is telling you, that's what I was saying, this is the deck I should have pulled from to give me the more information. But it's talking about, you know, putting an end to the suffering. Some of you are still fucking bleeding from the last relationship you were in, but you trying to get into a new relationship. And like I said, trust me, I understand that you want to be in something with somebody, but you got to learn how to love your fucking self enough, collective, in order to give yourself a chance to heal from the things that have fully healed from the things that have happened to you in the past. Because you can't still be bleeding or still, you know, you got to be fully healed to go into this new connection with this person, because it's going to take all you got. Okay. All right. All right. So first card that fell is the Page of Swords. This can talk about delays, right? Straight up about delays. I feel like you watch your person. If you know you know who your person is, or this could be talking about them watching you. Let me clarify. Yeah, see, we got the King of Cups here, right? Spirit is telling you this connection, whoever you are supposed to go into your next relationship with, it is on hold as of now, collective, because there is some emotional mastery that has to happen, okay? You got to learn how to be more emotionally intelligent. This is about you being able to balance yourself out emotionally and mentally, right? Like you finding the balance between the two, like not a head over heart or not a heart over head, but learning that there's a time and place to use both, okay? And not making either one of them, the mental or the emotional, not making it some type of dirty thing, right? Because like I told you, anybody who is all emotion and they never use logic, there's a problem, and vice versa. If you all logic and you don't use emotion, that's some shit you're gonna have to work on, okay? Because you need to be as balanced as possible in order to be able to come in and have a healthy relationship with somebody else who's balanced as well. Okay, so that's what this is talking about. All right, this is, I feel like your new person has a lot of love to give. I feel like you do as well, collective, but you got to get up off, you got to get up off the shit or get up off the pot. Do what you need to do to heal yourself to be able to step into this connection the right way. Okay, because see, we got infatuation here. So we all want to be in love. We all in love with love, but Spirit is telling you, it says it feels electric, but remember, it's easy to mistake a new crush for love. Keep your heart in check while you ride the high. Okay, so for those of you that maybe you might be ready to step into something, or you're on the precipice of being ready for that, Spirit is telling you, you still gotta ground yourself and realize you have to get to know this person. You can't just go running into it, because you got to make sure it's the right person. You got to make sure the two of you know how to move together. You got to make sure, if you get triggered or anything like that, or if they do, you both learn how to deal with it and how to move forward from it. It's a lot of things to a relationship. That's what people don't realize. We talk about it like it's just this easy thing, but you're combining your life potentially with somebody, and you see the card that's coming up to define it, right? As something where it's going to be a long-term committed, could be a marriage. It could be something, like I told you, that has the potential to stand the test of time. But you got to be ready for that, right? You can't be, like I said, still bleeding or holding on to old stuff and thinking you're going to be able to go into a relationship and it's going to be easy and it's going to be automatically healthy, okay? The next card we have showing up here is the Nine of Wands. Again, we talking about wounds, right? We just had the Ten of Swords reversed, which is talking about, for some of you, it says resisting an inevitable end. It can talk about, again, needing to recover old wounds, like things festering, like, you have things buried down deep that are still trying to show up or have the potential to show up in your current relationships, whether that's a friendship, a family relationship, or if you're dating people. And then it's also talking about, you showing up as the wounded warrior. Because, see, people, we be thinking, hold on. Sorry about that. We be thinking that people can't see certain things about us, or if we're blinded to something about ourselves, we be thinking other people can't see it either. But I keep telling you, that's why they're showing me this card here that's talking about truth, right? With the Ace of Swords. This is Spirit saying you have to be honest, not only with other people, but you got to be honest with yourself too. You have to look just like we look clearly at other people and try to say, okay, this is what's going on. I feel like this, you acting like this and stuff like that. You got to be willing to do that same thing for yourself. Like I told you, you got to ask the hard questions, right? Why am I in these relationships with these people and then they treat me a certain way and I continue to stay? Like, what is going on with me that's making me do this? Okay, because I told you, anybody can do whatever whatever the hell they want. But it's up to you whether you're going to sit down and continue to take it or not, okay? So let's clarify this Nine of Wands and see what's going on. See, because y'all want this Ten of Cups. We all want this Ten of Cups. But you got to be willing to do things to get it. And in this society, everybody wants shit yesterday. And they want it fast. They want it quick. They want it in a hurry. And nobody wants to do the work. So I'm like, you can't expect to get, the best of everything if you're not willing to go through the damn fire. If you're not willing to do what this dude is doing on this card, he grabbed the ice cube. He said, we just gonna have to go, right? So if you're not willing to go through hell with gasoline drawers on to clear yourself of the fucking things you need to clear, then what you doing at the end of the day? Because this is what awaits you when you do that, right? We got the Empress energy. This is Taurus Libra energy. It can talk about, you stepping into your divine counterpart energy, right? So, and some of y'all, you want to have kids, all of these things. You got to try to get yourself together, males or females. If you want to either have a child or you want to impregnate someone, it's going to require you to try to have your head on right, because you got to think about it. If you have a child coming, this child is going to be watching the way you move. You are going to be their instruction manual, right? So you got to make sure you getting yourself together. That's what Spirit is trying to tell you. You got to be in this divine counterpart energy, male or female, in order to have this relationship. Because look, they telling me with the cards here, right? This is Gemini energy, the lover, right? In order to have this divine union. Okay, so let me get another card. See, you want the happily ever after, but it's going to require you to go through what you need to do to step out in the right type of energy so you can let this in, okay? Because happily ever after is saying you're no longer wondering if it's the right person. You're building something beautiful with them, okay? All right, next card is talking about, it's the Page of Wands, okay? Fire sign or someone with a lot of fire in their chart, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. This can be talking about communication. It can also speak of a lot of passion and excitement. So I feel like, you know, a lot of y'all are, you know, you excited about being in this connection with this person. See, can't make it up. What do you say? Passion, platonic passion. So this is going to start out as something platonic, but it's gonna, you know, gradually become something different, right? But what Spirit is telling you is that you're going to have to, some of y'all are still going through it, right? And so with this Four of Cups, you're going to have to come out of this, but it's Four of Cups reversed. You're going to have to come out of this feeling like you had a missed opportunity with somebody. You got to let go of the past. You got to let go of whatever it is that you're carrying around. And you have to realize that I hear happy days are here once more. That's what I hear. So Spirit is telling you, you can get back to this, to where things were happy, where you were excited, you were passionate about being in a connection with somebody. But it's going to require you to, you know, gratitude, self-awareness with this card as well. It's talking about that. Focusing on yourself, being proactive about your healing and not waiting around. Because some of y'all are waiting, thinking that, oh, they just going to show up. All I got to do is just be here and look cute. In this collective, it is going to require work. And if you're not willing to do that work, I mean, at the end of the day, you know, what we doing, right? Because you got these old people here with the Shady Dems card. This card always coming up. Those of you that watch me on a regular basis, you see it all the time. It says there's money, influence, or power changing hands in a way that isn't meant to be traced. So you got people coming back from your past, okay? The ones that ran, right, and made a quick getaway, they're coming back for round two. I hear in my head, round two, and they ding in the bell like we, you know, at a fight. And they're thinking that they can come and pull the wool over your eyes, take you back through the things that you went through, and you're going to sit there and allow them to do it, right? But this is what Spirit wants you to do. I always talk about this. I love this card. Spirit is wanting you to reach for your happiness, reach for your joy, reach for the healing, right? And let go of all this old shit that this person had you holding on to, because you know that's what they do. They bring fucking misery and chaos, okay? These people, a lot of them have entity attachments, demons, all these types of things. I don't know if, it doesn't matter if you believe them or not. There's people that are for the light, and then there are other people that choose the darkness. And some of these people we talking about here are from the dark. And the reason why, you know, they're doing the things that they're doing is because they have this sense of entitlement, and they think that everything that they do, you know, there are no consequences for their actions, and that they're above any type of karma, any type of get back. Everything is always somebody else's fault. So don't learn or learn from them. I was going to say don't learn to be like them, but learn from them and realize that trying to, you know, be in this energy where you don't take accountability, that not taking accountability is not what's going to get you to this laughter card. Okay? You got to be not hard on yourself, but you got to really look at what the fuck you doing, okay? Because if you don't have your own back, if you don't, you know, police yourself, who's going to police you? Think about that, okay? All right. Let's see if there is anything else Spirit wants you to know. Hold on one second. Yeah, we got setting the record straight showing up here. So this could talk about, you know, the old people coming back, trying to set the record straight, but you're not trying to hear this because, see, these old people are still living in a damn fantasy. Some of y'all could be living in a fantasy where you think that you can just get into a relationship with somebody and it's, you know, I mean, you can get into it. Like I tell you all the time, quality and quantity are two different things, though. Just because you're able, there's plenty of people out here, and you can just jump into something with somebody, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be what it is you want, right? So we got Ace of Swords reversed, right? So it's talking about clouded judgment. All right. It can also speak about this person, yeah, wanting to come back, right? But they're not being honest with themselves. Okay. They want to set the record straight, but they want to come back with lies, because this is the Ace of Swords reversed. Somebody not taking accountability, somebody not having self-awareness, somebody saying it's everybody else and it's not them. Think about what that looks like. You know what it looks like because you've watched somebody do that, some of y'all, for years, right? Sitting around thinking, wondering, when is this person going to wake up? When are they going to realize the error of their ways? And for a lot of you realize, too late? I feel like some of y'all feel like that. It was too little too late. You realize this person's never gonna come to Jesus. They're never, not willingly. Something, I feel like it's just gonna be a thing where something is gonna have to happen to wake them up or to shake them, or for some of them, that karma is gonna come and smack the shit out of them. But see, Spirit is wanting you to graduate, right? To level up, to learn your lessons, and to acquire the wisdom that you need to have, again, this divine union with the lovers, okay? All right. Let me see what else Spirit wants to tell you. You know what I hear? I hear Kendrick Lamar in my head. He say, homie, I'm fucked up. Homie, you fucked up, but we gonna be all right. That's what I hear. We gonna be all right. So Spirit is telling you, you gonna be all right. We all gonna be all right. But you gotta make sure that you putting your head down and taking responsibility for the state of affairs in your world, okay? It can't be everybody else's fault, okay? Everything is not everybody else's fault. Some of this shit, we are knowingly doing it to ourselves, okay? All right, so we got being needy showing up here. It says, make friends and spend time by yourself to take the pressure off your relationship. I talk about this all the time. You cannot make somebody else the center of your world. They can't. I'm not saying that they're not going to be, high priority. Not saying that. What I'm saying is you have to be the number one person, and then everybody else, you the main character, and then everybody else is, or even when you get in a relationship, okay? Because the minute that you stop taking care of yourself and taking care of your own needs, I tell you this all the time, taking your eye off the prize, that's when shit, wants to go downhill, okay? Then we have lust, not love. It says passion isn't the same as lasting love. Don't get sucked in just by good sex. That's why I tell you, take your time and get to know these people, because you got to see if this is your person. You got to see yourself. Like I said, Spirit is telling you what they want to tell you about the new person, but you still need to see it for yourself. That's what part of this is about. It's a test to see if you can take the information that was given to you by Spirit and the things that you've learned, the lessons you've learned from being in these past connections, and can you put it to the test, okay? Then we have insecurities. It says work on building your confidence and feeling safe in your relationship, all right? Because a lot of you saying you want to be in a relationship, but like I said, you still bleeding. You got these insecurities, okay? You have, commitment issues. You're afraid to love, all of these different things. So you got to look at that. It's like an oxymoron. You saying it's one thing, but then when, like I said, for a lot of y'all, I said, if your person were to come and stand in your face right now today, do you think you would be ready? And I feel like it's the impatience talking. I don't feel like, for a lot of you, it's you like, I know I'm ready or whatever. Because I feel like if that was the case, you'd be together. That's what I feel like, okay? Then we got too passive here. It says take initiative to meet someone and keep the passion ignited, okay? Some of y'all, like I said, let's do this. Let's say this. Let's put it into practice. Those of you that are saying that you ready to be in a relationship, right? If you truly feel like that, go out and date. You don't have to, I keep telling you, stop waiting on somebody to show up. Go live your life, all right? Because just because you got somebody coming, okay, go live your life. Because I'm telling you, once you start to date other people and you get into situations with them, you're going to see if you truly are ready, okay? And I feel like with the people that you dating, the ones that you going out and hanging out with, that's what's going to be the test. That's how you really going to see how you feel. If you really are, not afraid to love, or if you really don't have commitment issues, or if you really don't, have the anxiety, all this kind of shit, go get your feet wet and figure out what is truly going on with you. That's the only way we can find out, right? Put it into practice. You don't have to wait for this particular person to show up. You can start going out now. Nobody's stopping you from going out. But Spirit is telling you that if you want this love, you won't have to show up a certain fucking way, okay? You are going to have to show up a certain way. Like I said, it is top shelf, okay? And it's not, Spirit is not just saying that to you. They saying that to your person too, that they going to have to show up that way too, okay? You can't not take this seriously if you want to be in this connection with this person. But you, like I said, and some of y'all really truly have to learn how to love yourself the right way, okay? All right, let's get messages. Wait, let me get this card first. It's going to be advice from Spirit. Okay, we got grounding, okay? It says, I am steady and grounded. Your attention is directed up too high as if you're not in your body. A balance is needed between a focus on spirit and a focus on earth. Grounding will help you to better concentrate and focus, and will also increase your connections to the angels. Okay, so this is about grounding yourself. A lot of y'all, it's a thing that empaths do, right? We don't want to stay in our bodies, right? Because a lot of the bad things that have happened, the pain was so intense until we learned how to disassociate, right? But that's what Spirit is talking about. You got to be in here. You got to be in your body and live this life and feel it all, the good, the bad, and the ugly, right? Okay, let's get messages from your person. See, at the bottom of the deck, your person is telling you they're proud. I'm so proud of who you have become, okay? We also have, I can't stop thinking about what we had. That's the old one. Ugh. That's why I was like, I don't like to use this deck sometimes because that's what they do. You are my light in the darkest time. So this is talking about the new person, okay? Because the old one tries to sneak in. That's what I was saying. Sometimes I don't like to use the deck. You are my wish fulfillment, and I only want you, okay? But I keep hearing that Kendrick Lamar song in my head. So Spirit is saying, we gonna be all right. You just got to do your part to get yourself together. That's all Spirit is telling you, okay? Let's get some more messages from your person. Okay, so we have unexpected. It says, open your mind to be receptive to me. I'm not at all what you're expecting. So this new person is probably going to mess your head up a little bit because I told you they're not going to be nothing like the normal people that you choose. But as I always tell you, that's a good thing, okay? Then we have career showing up here. It says it might be a while before we get to meet because I'm totally focused on my career right now, as you should be as well, collective, okay? I tell you that all the time as well. You got to make sure you've dotted all your I's and crossed all your T's as well. Then we got searching. It says, I'm not ready to be with you yet because I'm still searching for myself and I don't really know who I am yet. And some of y'all don't know yet. You don't know either. And it's not a bad thing, okay? But what Spirit is trying to get you to understand is this is not something to be rushed, okay? If you have the potential to be in something with somebody for the rest of your life, why are we rushing, okay? Get yourself together. You know, a person of value is going to realize, okay, I can't just be going into this any kind of way because I keep telling you, your person's going to mirror your shit back to you. And some of y'all going to get a rude awakening when you step into this connection with this person and they start to let you know, hey, you know, that right there, we're going to have to work on that, right? So your person is saying, thank you for being there with me when I needed it the most, okay? You and this person, like I told you, thick as thieves. Then we've got, I love our deep conversations. They open up my mind, okay? Last card. Your voice has a therapeutic effect on me. I could listen to you for hours. All right? Let's get an oracle card and close it out. We got, you deserve love. You are lovable. Don't ever think that you don't. But you know, if you want to be with this soulmate, you want this true love, It's going to require you to do all you can in order to step into that, to the proper energy, not for the other person, for you, collective. Okay? All right, collective, that was your message. Don't forget to like the video, hype the video, like, share, and subscribe. If you'd like to book a personal reading, there's a link in the description box below. Like I said at the beginning, I read at the end of my lives. You know, I give personal readings. So if you're interested in that, that information is going to be in the description box of those lives when, you know, I go live on Sunday and Thursday. Okay? So please have a good day. Good rest of your week. Good weekend. And I will talk to y'all soon. Love y'all, collective. Bye.